Hey, a pleasant good morning, everybody. After the Eagles win, they bounced back. Orlando Scandrick might have lit a fire under their asses, but it showed that they still had that fight, that spunk, that tenacity that they needed. The only questions we still hear on the radio this morning, which are warranted questions, is there still too much division? Is there still too much us against the world mentality? Which, if it works, I guess it works, but the problem is that strategy is going to piss off Philadelphia in terms of if it doesn't fully work and you don't do what Angelo Cataldi, which I love his positivity he had. I don't always see on Iowa Cataldi, but he had amazing positivity on the radio this morning on 94.1, thinking that the Eagles could end up finishing the season going 11-5. I think that might be a little too bold of a prediction, but that's fine because I love having that side of the argument too, because he has actually gave very good reason for that. He just liked the way the team came together, like the great Beatles say, "Come together right now over me." So you got to come together as one and be able to play well like that. Otherwise, you're going to have multitudes and a plethora of issues. So if it works that you have that us against the world mentality, sure. The only problem that's going to come back and smack you in the face is if it doesn't work. If Philadelphia starts going, this ain't really us, we want you to be more straightforward, like Malcolm was more. Jalen Mills said good things. I'm not talking about the whole team. Some guys came out and said great things after, and I really adore them for it. Carson was pretty good with the media too, but some guys come out and say, well, we just blocked that all out. We don't care about the bitching. We don't care about all that. Well, realistically, as athletes, you really should care about it a little bit because you see the other teams do care about it. Obviously, the Phillies, they can say as much as they want, but a big factor in Gabe getting fired was the fan base, no matter how they spin that. It was obviously a factor in the matter. And John Middleton said it was about 50-50 split. I don't think that was necessarily the case. I think there was people that did really like Cap. And I personally like Cap. I thought he was decent. I just think it takes time. You have ebbs and flows as a younger team, and you have ebbs and flows as an inexperienced manager. It's the same thing. It's just you're in a big pivotal authority figure role, so you get scapegoated a lot more than players do. But the point I'm trying to make with the Eagles is, look at, this is Sports Fanatic News. I'm Joe Bort, by the way. I was so pumped up for this, I forgot to introduce it. But look at the great podcasts of Always Next Year podcasts, of all the other great ones in Philadelphia. We are a capital for many, 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 in my opinion, fantastic podcasts out of our many great informed fans in our town. Now, we do have, obviously, some fans that kind of have too much of an emotional invested opinion, but the thing is, some of these fans also have those opinions for reasons that we don't necessarily know, and they get explained on the radio, which is fantastic to hear as well. Hearing both sides is what you need to hear, because if you don't hear both sides, it makes it very boring if someone's just sitting there going, yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying. Nobody likes that type of show. That's why First Take, Undisputed, First Things First, and all these other amazing shows on Fox Sports, ESPN, and other networks are so freaking popular. And as well as the post and pregame, we love our post and pregame in Philly because it's back and forth dialogue. That's why I don't think everybody agreed with getting rid of, it wasn't called Daily News Live when it left, but getting rid of the Nightcap show. That's why everybody loves Sixers Outsiders. They love Birds Outsiders. Not everybody, but I mean a decent amount of people love those shows because they keep us informed in a different way. It comes from a different perspective. Tyrone's great at what he does. He backs his opinions in tenfold. I think that dude's amazing. And everybody on the Birds Outsiders, Natalie's very good. Serena's not on either of those, but Serena Winters is very good. We have many, 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 many very high, great up-and-coming people in media where we say Philly's a music capital. Philly's also now turning into a great place for any type of entertainment or city, where this was not really supposed to be a video on just the Birds. This was supposed to be on a video just kind of pumping up Philadelphia. And, I mean, we have some great music out of our city. We have some great people from Newark. We have Gaslight Anthem's a great band from Newark if you want to go into bands. But we have many great things going on in the city right now. including this team. They might have lost yesterday, but the fact of the matter is that they are still fighting heart to heart. Not having a great start. But guess what? The dude's 21. Tuukka Rask is a guy that benefits from resting. He's one of the best goalies in the damn league. And he benefits from resting, and that's what makes him do the best. If they didn't have Halak, who, by the way, was also the reason why the Canadians got to the playoffs years ago because of Carey Price, if the was 21 and wasn't ready to take that step, who's now a GOAT in the league and is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and is if not the best, one of the best of our generation. We could debate that on a panel at some other time in our podcast or whatever. But the side matter is, we have so much good going on in the musical world. We have the revitalizations of the community, no matter what we think about that and exactly what the idea. Let's say the principal idea is good. Not everyone loves the way it's executed. So we have many good principal ideas. I think I just wanted to reach this video because I really love this city. I really love this town. I really love the heart and soul of this town. And I love what drives us. Sometimes I think we can sometimes be a little bit too nitpicky, negative, and I can also be a little bit too nitpicky, negative. But I think everybody has merit when they ask, the Eagles, was that just a game they were come together for 1 week because of Skandrick, for just an Uno week? Or were they able to come together for the masses going forward? Were they able to come together for the rest of the season? Were they able to come together as one and unite as a whole unit? Like, get back to that family culture we had 2 years ago. And last year, as we started fighting with that spunk, but last year we had some of the same critiques where it was, well, it seems like they're going us against the world, and people don't like that mentality. But if it works, if it gets you to where you need to go, that's really all that freaking matters. Once you realize that it got you to where you needed to go, that is all that matters. It doesn't matter how you got there, it matters that you did get there. So if the Eagles do somehow run the table, or they do somehow get really good like Cataldi and some other guys are echoing, it's a great thing for this city. The only problem is you have the reverse factor. If you don't do very well, like I said earlier, you're getting a slap in the face harder than ever because you kind of seem like you were blocking people out, and people in the city do not like when you block them out. And like I said earlier, Jenkins has good releases. That was the one thing Skandrick, a lot of people said, some of that seemed kind of true with the dysfunction, but Malcolm Jenkins is a good leader. And a shout out to my one friend, I don't know if he wants to be mentioned in the podcast, or in this, well, this is technically a podcast too, I guess, YouTube, but in this video, I don't know if he wants to be mentioned it, but shout out to my one friend for helping me also realize how great of a leader Malcolm is, but I also realized that in a sense, but I was questioning just, he was also, we talked about it, our leaders were making some mistakes or with bad penalties, so it goes from top down. Malcolm had that one he couldn't avoid as easily yesterday, but then probably rallied the troops and got everyone going like he's supposed to. Carson played like an MVP yesterday. He didn't have to do everything, but he ran when he had to. He probably told Josh Allen and went, look, I can do that, and better. So he ran and did it well. He made the passes he had to make, and that's what you need to see more from Coach Lawrence. We also ran some RPOs, which we don't necessarily have the best personnel without D-Jack for him, but they help to be used as a decoy as well to be able to kind of get the offense and open up the field, where it's a lot easier to open up the field. Excuse me. A lot easier to open up the field with your running game and RPOs than it is with just passing the ball, rough shot. It's a lot harder to open up a field just passing the ball. So that has been a video to just pump up Philadelphia. Let's go Flyers. They came back yesterday, even in a tough one. They're going to be good this year. I guarantee you they will make the postseason. I don't think they'll go far, but it'll be a step in the right direction. The Sixers are going to make the finals. I predict them to beat the finals against the Clippers. And the Eagles, the next couple weeks are the biggest factor since they do have an easy end of the season schedule. So, got to beat the Bears, and you got to continue to play well. Excuse me, I still have a cold. As we keep going forward. So, that's what you need from this team, and that's what I think that a lot of people are thinking they might see from this team, but then you have the rightful minded questions where I agree, it's good to be overly positive this morning, but you do have people that are great at what they do and great with their podcasts, and they ask the right questions, including me. Is the division still there? Is it too much to overcome for a whole season? And with Skandrick's comments, just something that fueled them for a singular week or for the masses of the rest of the regular season. Have a fantastic day, everybody. This has been a Philly sports update. Check out this rest of my videos. I'm probably going to do some music reviews later, Sports Fanatic News. I got True Philadelphian Sportscast, all of our podcasts, Wentzwagon, The Grittiest Take, Bring on the Frost, which is a fans podcast for all you AHL hockey lovers out there like myself. And also, obviously, the Wentzwagon is our Eagles one. And then we have one with the Hive for the Sixers. So check out our different segments on True Philadelphian Sportscast. We're available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple when they get it uploaded to Apple. That's one of the ones that takes a little bit longer, but it is what it is. Still a great podcast supplier. So you have it available everywhere. Please check us out. We appreciate your support. Please hit us up on Twitter. At JJBorick26 is my Twitter. And please hit me up. I love a great debate. And please hit me up on Twitter. Have a peaceful day, everybody. Have a great Monday. Peace out.